What's up, everybody? Don't forget to subscribe to the World's TV YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of this great content moving forward. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of World's TV. I apologize if you guys hear the fan in the background. It's blowing. It is obviously freaking hot in the summertime. We have a borderline heat wave here in New York, so I'm not trying to die while making this video. But we got to talk about these talking heads on these sports talk shows. Nick Wright on First Things First on FS1 came out with his top 50 NBA players of the last 50 years. And before I go on, this list is one of the most stupidest, attention-seeking, just downright ridiculous list I have ever seen any sports commentator or sports analyst ever make in their entire history of media. So let's break down the list that we have on screen here. So he came out with the top 50 NBA players of the last 50 years. Now, to start off, the biggest red flag that we see here is having Michael Jordan at number 3. Now, I'm no Jordan fanboy, okay? I believe that LeBron James is the best basketball player in the planet based off what he had to go through, accomplishments, whatever. But to have Michael Jordan at 3, a guy who's won six NBA championships, 2 different three-peats in a row, at number 3 as the 3rd greatest player in NBA history is flat out idiocy. It is stupid. This man does not know what the hell he's talking about, or he just wants it for attention. Could be both. Now, continuing with his list, he has Magic Johnson at 4, and having Michael Jordan at 3, so that means he has 2 more missing slots. Number 1 is probably going to be LeBron James, because he's a LeBron fanboy. I love LeBron James too. Or he might have maybe Kareem. That's the only possible scenario I can see, having Kareem at 2 and LeBron at number 1. But continuing down, at number 4, he has Magic Johnson. I'm not mad about that. 5, Tim Duncan. I think he's a little bit too high, but I would not have Tim Duncan over Kobe Bryant. People know how much I love Kobe, God rest his soul. Tim Duncan, you could say, had a better overall career than Kobe, but Tim Duncan was placed in a better, more well-structured organization than Kobe was. Because when Tim Duncan came into the league, he was playing alongside David Robinson. He had a Hall of Fame head coach in Greg Popovich. Then after that, they had Tony Parker. They drafted Monty Ginobili. They won another one in 2007. Then after that, they got Kawhi Leonard in 2011 draft. Then they won another championship in 2014. So Tim Duncan never had to go through turmoil and toxic and drama in his organization compared to Kobe, where Kobe and Shaq, they got into a well-known, famous feud, and Kobe had to deal with Shaq leaving LA, winning a championship in Miami, and dealing with all that criticism from people saying, hey, you can't win a championship without Shaq. So Kobe had to overcome that, the hurdle, the adversity, to win more titles. Kobe had the tougher road. Tim Duncan had the more structural road. So a little iffy on Tim Duncan over Kobe Bryant at 5 and 6. He has Larry Bird number 7, Hakeem Olajuwon number 8, Shaquille O'Neal 9, Steph Curry at number 10. And this is maybe another iffy. So obviously after Steph Curry won his 4th championship, there's been tons of debate saying, well, now Steph Curry finally captured his finals MVP, which I didn't know that a guy who's won 3 championships before needed a finals MVP to validate his Hall of Fame resume and to be recognized as one of the greatest players of all time, which is just stupid. But again, these people need something to talk about to fill up airtime, so that was a debate pretty much the whole finals. So he has Steph Curry top 10. I think Steph Curry's just a little bit tad too high. I would have Steph Curry maybe number 15. Number 15, top 10, just a tad too high, but hey, that's my personal opinion. Maybe I'll come out with a list, and I know this list will be better, 10 times better than what this fool came up with. So he has Julius Erving number 11. That is extremely high to have Dr. J number 11. And I love Dr. J. But number 11 over Moses Malone, Kevin Durant, and another red flag. He has Giannis Antetokounmpo at number 14th all time. hold on. I love Giannis. I love all these great players. I love great players. But Giannis has way too high on that list. Extremely high. First of all, we're talking about overall accomplishments. What is this list based off? What is the criteria to make the top 50 NBA players list of the last 50 years, according to Nick Wright? Giannis has accomplished a lot in his young career. But top 15 right now, hell no. Dude needs to accomplish way more. He has 1 championship ring. He has 2 league MVPs. He has a finals MVP. 6-time All-Star. But Giannis' total resume right now compared to other players who are on this list, resume right now is not top 14 material. It's just not. It's just not. Giannis' resume is not better than Dwayne Wade's. It's not better than KG's. It's not better than John Stockton's. It's not better than Scottie Pippen's. It's not better than Kevin McHale. He has Giannis ranked ahead of all those guys. Now, again, we're talking about what is this list being based off. If it's being based off your overall body of work, your total completion of what you did since you got into the league to today's point in time right now, Giannis's resume is not there yet. Way too high for Giannis. Continuing down this stupid ass list, he has Isaiah Thomas, number 15. That's a little bit too high. Dirk Nowitzki, okay, a little bit too high as well too. But this is where people lost their shit. At number 20, he has Luka Doncic as the top 20th NBA player in history. He has Luka ranked over Chris Paul, KG, David Robinson, John Stockton, James Harden, Rick Barry, Jason Kidd, Patrick Ewing, Walt Frazier, Allen Iverson, Kawhi Leonard, Scottie Pippen, Kevin McHale, Russell Westbrook, George Iceman Gervin, Clyde Drexler, Bob McAdoo, Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard. First of all, again, there is no way in hell. Luka is only in year 4, year 5, about to be year 5, I believe, year 4, something like that. He was drafted in 2018. Luka's resume is not top 20. And nobody in their right mind will believe Luka's top 20 right now. Hell no. Not over all those guys I just mentioned. Luka's resume at this point in time is nowhere near compared to those other great players on his list. Luka, in his such short stint in the NBA so far, does not even have an NBA Finals appearance. It took him this long to get to the Western Conference Finals. He has no league MVPs, okay? This is probably the first time he was named to a first team or second team All-NBA. He doesn't have any All-Star Game MVPs, doesn't have no Olympic gold medals. So how the hell is he ranked above Chris Paul, who's been to an NBA Finals, who has Olympic gold medal, who's been to multiple All-Star games, over Kevin Garnett as well too, who's won an NBA championship, over John Stockton, who's been to multiple All-Star games, over AI, over Kawhi Leonard, who has 2 rings himself, over over Kevin McHale. That is just ridiculous. Again, this type of stuff just goes to show you the lack of credibility that continues to show to these quote-unquote sports analysts, because they just come up with nonsensical stuff like this. This is why people will not take these guys seriously. This is why they have no credibility, no trust. They have no audience. Because they just come out with nonsense like this. And you gotta look at this. This list comes off as just for you to just want some attention so people can talk about you and your podcast. That's it. This isn't no, hey, let me give down a great analysis or a good thought into my list. This is just, hey, let me just put some random thing together. I'm going to put some BS on there, put players that don't even need to be mentioned in the top 20. And I know social media is going to go crazy with this. This is exactly what it comes off. He just wanted to make this asinine, ridiculous ass list for attention. Nobody in their right mind believes Luka is a top 20 NBA player of all time right now. They just don't. Now, eventually, Luka could get there because he has the talent, he has the potential. But at this moment right now, his total body of work, which has not been long, Luka's 4 years in the NBA is not better than Steve Nash. It's not better than Anthony Davis. It's not better than Dwight Howard, which he has in the bottom 40s of his list. It's just not. It's just not. Your list is based off last 50 years, so you have to take everybody's individual body of work. What does their total resume say for them to be categorized, and be placed on this list? Luka's work is short, but it's not there yet. So you got to take him out. You got to take him out. Continuing down this list, man. He has Kawhi Leonard over Scottie Pippen, Kevin McHale, Westbrook, George Iceman Gervin. And this is another issue I have. At number 41, he has Gary Payton over Anthony Davis. And say what you want about AD. He may not be as hungry as he's won a championship, but Anthony Davis' overall body of work, his awards, is better than Gary Payton. Gary Payton was a great defensive perimeter player. One of the best of all times. But he's not better than Anthony Davis. He's not better than Dwight Howard. He's not better than James Worthy. He's not even better than Dominique Wilkins. He has Gary Payton over Dominique Wilkins. What kind of dumb shit is that? You've got to be kidding me. Anybody looking at this list will be like, yo, what is this? You just said this out your ass just for people to talk about it. There's no way you really think that this list makes people think that you're a credible, reasonable, on-air sports commentator. No way. No way. He is becoming a worse and more delusional sports analyst than Skip Bayless. And Skip Bayless had LeBron James at number 9 on his list. At least he had the decency and respect to be consistent enough and put LeBron James at number 1. He has Michael Jordan at number 3. But this is very, very interesting. Again, it goes back to these sports debaters and these sports analysts being so hypocritical and just saying things for shockwaves, views, and clicks. A couple years ago, he was on Colin Cowherd's show. And he came up with top 20 NBA players of all time, according to Nick Wright. And number 1, he had Michael Jordan. Number 2, he had LeBron James. 3, he had Magic Johnson. On his current list that he came out with, he had Michael Jordan at number 3. But a couple years ago, you had Michael Jordan at number 1. So what changed, Nick, right? What changed? What made you all of a sudden drop Michael Jordan from number 1 to number 3? The world needs answers. Maybe, just your podcast viewers and whoever's viewing your shows and First Things First needs answers. What changed for you to put and change Michael Jordan from number 1 to number 3? At least it was consistent with having Magic Johnson up there. Magic Johnson number 3 in his current list. Magic Johnson number 4. He had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at number 4. So that means in his current list, recent one, he's going to have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at either number 1 or number 2. A couple years ago, he had Kareem at number 4. He had Bill Russell at number 5. Wilt Chamberlain at 6. Tim Duncan at 7. Kobe at 8. Larry Bird at number 9. A couple years ago. And you can see it right there. It's right there. But on his current list, he has Larry Bird at number 7. So how did Larry Bird move up 2 spots? Kobe was number 8. He moved Kobe up to number 6. And remember, most of these guys are pretty much retired or at the end of their prime. So what made you change your list? What made you take Bill Russell out of the top 10 of your list that you had a couple years ago, Nick, right? We need answers. We need consistency that you don't give. He had Jerry West at number 10. I don't even think Jerry West is on his current top 10 players list right now. He had Oscar Robertson number 13. He had Shaquille O'Neal outside the top 10. On his previous list, he had Shaq at number 12. On his current list, he has Shaq at number 9. There's a lot of moving pieces and parts to that. It's not consistent. It's not consistent. This is what Draymond Green's talk about, the whole new media. Be consistent in things that you say and do. And that's exactly what they're not doing. Exactly what he's not doing. It's just for clout shockwaves. That's it. You look at the top 20 right now. His current list. Number 20. Luka's there. A couple years ago, KG was at number 20. 18. He had Dwayne Wade a couple years ago on his list. Now he doesn't even have Dwayne Wade in the top 20. Now in the top 15, excuse me. A lot of moving pieces, man. Got to be consistent. Let me know what you guys think about this. Comment down below. Share this video about. And don't forget to subscribe to the channels. As always, excuse me, Worlds TV. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.